Live today because I fucking feel like it. So happy Monday. Good morning. Come chill, do what you want. It's been a busy weekend for me. And yes, because I felt like it. So here we are. I don't know, how do I do this so I don't have to, because I even don't want to share. I don't want to be on video at all. This doesn't look like the normal. I guess I usually do it through StreamYards. But I would like to not be on video at all for this chat because I personally don't care to. As a matter of fact, good morning. I'm not interested in video today, so that's not happening. I hope all of you are doing well. I'm live because I feel like it and because I want to talk some shit. But because I'm not on StreamYards, I didn't open StreamYards. I came straight in here. I can't get the camera down. Let me see if I can take this out. Maybe it'll change something. Cancel. Maybe it'll do something. I don't get. Personally, I do not get. Whatever, it doesn't matter. To hell with it. You could have camera if you want. And I guess we could chat. I just woke up. I have things to do today. It is what it is. Feel free to pull up if you would like to. There will be no panel. I'm not doing panels. I'm not interested in panel. You want a panel, go put it together. Where's my lip balm? Not this. The other thing. File in. Sure. People that were watching, maybe I just turned them off by telling them I wasn't coming on video, but oh well. Good morning. You know what? This is one of the best times to go live because, and let's turn up this, let's focus this microphone. This is one of the best times to go live because all of the complete fools that are asleep right now and only the get money people and the people that are serious about life are up. It is 7 a.m. on the dot in New York City, Brooklyn, New York, and only the people that are serious about life are actually up at this hour. And this is why I'm live now. I'm not coming on live to talk shit about anybody's relationships. I don't care. I have a good relationship. It's nice. I'm not coming on live to debate anybody's celebrity problems. I don't care about those. My life is good. I'm good. I came on live to chill. Now, YouTube is a place where people come to express their creativity. It's not a place for me to sit down and do bonchinche. It's not a place for me to sit down and placate idiots. It's not a place for me to hear young men cry about their problems I don't care about. This is a place for me to relax and a place for me to gain some creativity and learn some things. It's a collaborative platform where I like to learn. So when I come onto YouTube, I'm not really necessarily looking for what everybody else is looking for. I think a lot of people are looking for like clicks, and they're looking for, I don't know, people are looking for clicks. They're looking for groups to be a part of. And I think that it's like everyone always says, being yourself is the best way. Coming onto YouTube and trying to follow a bunch of people who don't want to be themselves is not working. So I think the best thing for us to do is to just keep doing what we do and live our lives. Now, this is going to be the first time I've been in America for the winter for any holidays in the last 3 years. Last holiday season I had around here was, I think, 2019, maybe 2020. Actually, 2020, I was out. I was in Miami during the holiday season. But I did want to come up here and hang out and talk shit with whoever comes up. And I really did want to just relax myself. But I guess we could just talk about a couple things that I've had on my mind recently. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to find a way. I don't know how I'm going to do this. I don't know why this is like that. But I'm going to find a way. I'm going to find a way to. It's so weird because I never stream live on YouTube directly, so I don't know how to like put the camera down, which is really fucking annoying. So when I leave, I'm gonna just be putting the post-it up when I feel like I don't want to be seen. So like I'm just gonna be putting the post-it over the camera when I don't want to be seen. For now, I'll hang with you guys, but quite frankly, what a lot of people have turned this YouTube into is they've turned it into like the ghetto nightclub. You know, the one you pay to get in for free. Like you get in for free, and you pay like $5 to get in, and it's basically a bunch of ratchets and smelly people. Like that's what this YouTube, Black YouTube, has become. So if you don't see me coming around and you don't see me jumping on certain panels, I only go on the same panels I've been going on. But like as far as me getting up, and I don't even care about my message enough to give it like about any kind of relationship message enough to give it. I would not contribute my mindset to anybody's platform unless it's something about business and economics, unless it's something about traveling to Africa or the diaspora or any of those things. I'm not going to actually be a part of any discussion that has to do with someone's dick and vagina. I don't care. Like, my vagina works just fine, and my husband works just fine. And, like, for me to sit there and have a conversation about what another woman is doing with her vagina, I don't care. And that's what I find a lot of these conversations on YouTube to be, conversations about other people's lives. So living your life is key. I think if you want to live your life, but stop trying to make us have conversations about your own life when in reality you should be living your life. And that has been my experience on YouTube since I came in contact with like Lapeef, Anton Daniels, and what's the other ones that I'll be like, the ones we all, Cynthia G, everybody, since like that whole like Black YouTube has become part of my thing. I never intended for Black YouTube to be a space that I inhabited. I planned on coming here and doing something creative, which I'm going to continue to do. I've started remodeling my apartment, and I've been doing some like DIY work. As you can see, these are wooden panels that I installed so that I could have a nice, smooth, straight wall. This is also just some light like patchwork that I did here, because I put a sliding door over here as well. I changed some bookshelves in the back room. All of the things that I'm doing in my apartment are going up on a DIY. One thing I've learned about YouTube is Black YouTube doesn't make any money unless you're Anton Daniels, unless you're like Lapeef, unless you're these big channels and you know how to organize. Black YouTube doesn't make money. So once you realize that, you say, I'm here to make money, and I'm here to have influence, and I'm also here to show people what I'm good at. And when you realize like running my mouth is not what I want to do every day, it becomes a thing where I don't have a show to give you. I don't have anything to sell you. All I want to do is display my talents. When you're a talented person, you display your talents. When you're not talented, you sit on panels and you talk all day. And there's nothing wrong with talking. I mean, I sit on plenty of panels on the weekends when I have some extra time, when I'm getting drunk, when I'm smoking weed, or when I'm doing any of those nonsensical nigga things. I have no problem sitting on a panel and getting lost in a nonsensical conversation. But for me, a black beauty, everyone knows why I'm here. I am the unapologetic queen of the diaspora. Everybody knows say why I did it. Everybody knows say why I did it. I'm here because this is an opportunity for me to share my experience going back and forth to the continent, share my experience in the diaspora here in New York. I'm well connected with Caribbeans and Africans here. This is why I'm here. I'm actually not here to give relationship advice. That's for people that are struggling. I'm not struggling in my relationship. My husband will be here in less than 30 days. And we're not going to struggle because love is easy. For those of you sitting on YouTube complaining, listen, a conversation is a conversation, but please do live your life. Love is easy. Being in a relationship is easy. Having someone love you is easy if you're easy to love, even if you're not easy to love. So I just haven't had the opportunity to, like, or I haven't really cared much to jump onto some of these conversations because I feel them to be so trash. I feel them to be so base and so low level. And then when we have conversations about people being attractive, I find the most unattractive people criticizing me and I just laugh it off. And the funny thing is that I will sit on a panel and then I will have the ugliest bitch go back and forth with me about how I was upset that someone disrespected me when clearly I see myself. I'm not here to police anyone's vagina and my vagina don't need policing. Neither does my face or my body. I don't think my body needs much policing. What do you think? I don't think so. I don't think I don't think this body needs much policing. I don't think this face, this nose, this profile, everything. I am a black beauty. When I gave myself that name, it stuck because I am beautiful. So at the end of the day, when I look at niggas who criticize my non-traditional looks, I find it to be quite funny, especially when I see them face and they look like they've never worked out in a day. You look like you have no abs. You look like your body's soft. You look like your face look like a woman. Your face got more fat on it than mine. Yeah, go criticize me and tell me I'm non-traditional. Well, nigga, you non-traditional as well. You non-traditional as well. Traditionally, black men have ripped up bodies and chiseled faces, backs and abs and legs and feet and hands are strong. They don't look like bussy boys like the majority of these people that be on these panels. So I'll be honest with you, I stopped debating them. Only time I get on a panel is when I get on there with somebody I like. And I'll be honest with you, lately the people that I like, they don't know how to shut the fuck up. All this yelling over me. You know what I find? Excuse me. I find that I find that the gentlemen that like to yell over me on their own panels or on Fight Club or whatever, whomever they may be, what I find is that it's quite interesting how I elicit such an emotional response from men that I don't give a damn about. Yeah, I'm cool with you on this YouTube, but I've not reached out to you personally. I will not reach out to you personally. I'm not going to go out of my way to communicate with you. You're not part of my circle. You couldn't walk down the street with me. I wear pea coats and you wear, I don't know, is that Averex? I don't know. So to be honest with you, I find it funny when niggas go out of their way to yell and scream over my voice when I come onto this panel. Me is that what it shows me is that my presence, my energy rocks you to your core. You want me so badly to be bothered by the things that you say and the things that you perpetuate on these YouTube channels. And I let you know, for the majority of you men that talk to me on Fight Club or any of these other places, please no say I don't give a damn. Nah business with you. I don't care. Nah go business with you. I don't care. Wanna suck your mother. Respectfully. Now, when I created this platform, I wanted this platform mostly to be about my creativity, and there's some projects I'm working on. One, like I said, is the DIY of this apartment, which This place is pretty much in good standing. It just needs some sprucing up. We did a lot to it when we turned it into a recording studio. This whole back room is a recording studio. This whole spot is a control room, and then my bedroom and other stuff go back that way. So I just want to let you guys know, like, when I plan on this year, 2024 coming up. I plan on bringing a considerable amount of content onto this platform, but it's not going to be the content you guys are used to. It's going to be content listen, if I want to hear about, what do they call that? If I want to hear about Jeannie, Maya, and Jeezy, I could just go on to all of y'all panels. Since everybody does the same content anyway, I'm looking for the type of content that people that don't even speak English could watch my content and learn something. If they open up my video and they can see the things that I've done to improve upon my apartment, just to add little details into it, and they can also see the remodeling of my Barbies, and they can also see like the production of my beats, and they can also see me working on my music. Like, these are the things that I'm going to be putting onto this platform. I'm actually not interested in any conversation that has to do with relationships. This is going to be going forward. I'm going to continue to do what I've been doing on here, which is a Black Beauty is going to do Black and beautiful content. And if it tears down and degrades my people, I will not do it. And if it makes me feel uncomfortable, I will not do it. And if it doesn't uplift me like the Fulani queen that I am, I won't business with it. 2024, you will see how vicious it could be. You see, I don't threaten. I'm not the type to sit on panels and go back and forth with bitches and niggas. We've had enough of that for the last 2 years. In fact, the only time I say things like bitches and niggas is when I come on these panels with most of you. So what I'm going to say is that 2024, nobody will have access to a Black beauty unless I give it. Unless I come to your panel, unless I give you energy, you will not speak to me. There will be no direct conversation. I'm not about to be doing a bunch of panels. This is not a panel. This is YouTube live and direct in the studio. There is no StreamYards. There is no link to send you guys. Nobody's a part of this conversation. I didn't ask anyone. I'm getting ready for my man to come from Ogun State, Nigeria. I'm throwing a New Year's Eve party at the bar in which I work, where we have several big DJs and a couple of really good Niger promoters to pack that thing out so we can have a good old time, Black way. I'm all about living life and being happy. And in order for me to jump up on this YouTube, I don't have to cake up my face with enough makeup. There's plenty of makeup in my makeup box, but I think that the way to keep nice skin is to keep it off your face. If you have to come onto this platform and cake up your face every day, no say you have a problem. People are always going to know I'm Black. It doesn't, let me tell you something, sweetheart, and to most of you Black women, it doesn't matter if you're light skin, dark skin, it's not about a color. You are a Black woman, and it doesn't matter how much weave and makeup you put on, you're never going to be good enough for the niggas who don't want a Black woman. So all of this, like, fancying up, like, when my man comes here, I guess that'll be the time for me to do that. When I'm with my man, I feel more sexy, so I'm more inclined to be dressed up and doing all kinds of things and putting on makeup and things like that and doing weave and things like. But I'm not about to be sitting here doing that shit for niggas on YouTube. Not if I, like, it'd be different if I was actually doing a show where I was talking about people's problems and delving into all these celebrities, and then yes. But when I do my little video reviews of the small soap operas, I do it like una tia. I do it like your auntie. The one that sat on the couch and watched the soap operas, All My Children. That's how I do it. And she didn't wear no makeup when she was doing all that. So to be honest with you, I'm not planning on giving anybody anything more than what I would give myself. I'm not going to do extra to be myself here on YouTube. I'm going to continue to give and continue to give of my energy to my people, continue to give of my energy to my flock, continue to give of my energy to my beauties and my beasts. And sometimes I'm a beast too. Sometimes I'm a beauty and sometimes I'm a beast. But the reality is the reality. All I see is a bunch of people sitting down, going back and forth with each other, people that they don't even know or care about. The people that I know and care about, I talk to them on WhatsApp. Shout out to Dinah Samir. Safe flight. Shout out to all of the Pan Africanists. Shout out to Brandon, Pan African Strikes Back. Shout out to AFR. Shout out to Ilari, shout out to Naija, shout out to Jagun, shout out to the people that I consider to be my core group on YouTube, my Pan Africanists. For real. That's why I came here. I didn't come here to like be in slow prince business or to be in the business of people that I've never met. And if I saw them in the street, I would walk by them. You see, in real life, I get so much attention every day. This ass is fat, these titties are fatter. I get so much attention every day that it gets to the point where I come on here and I purposefully come on here plain Jane. Why? I'm not looking to be fucked by none of you. What I'm looking for is I'm looking for somebody who could teach me something so me and my husband can learn and we can get to the next level. But I'm not looking for and looking to entertain all of the bums that want to waste their time trying to prove something to somebody else and never go meet them, never go see them. She was good. JT was good. My guys, let me tell you something about a black beauty. You see, beautiful is not just what I am physically, beautiful is what I am mentally, spiritually, and it's in here. It's in a place where it is accessible to the people that I want to make it accessible for and to. I'm not going to prove anything. I am so against proving. I'm against proving anything to anybody but myself. You know what I prove to myself every day? I prove to myself that I can hit these squats. I prove to myself that I can hit this gym. I prove to myself that I could lift my own body weight. I prove to myself that I can maintain a director level position even when I'm working remotely. I prove to myself that I have cultural dexterity that allows me to hablar con cuatro lenguaje. Saragida, Shetibo. So when you speak four languages, it's really hard to understand people who barely speak English properly. It's very hard to understand people who can barely communicate at the base level when you speak three other languages. And you sit in here like, how does this dirty nigga get the opportunity? And then what people want is they want to influence the masses. They want to influence a crowd of people and say, hey, this is a black beauty and a black beauty's not this and a black beauty's not beautiful. A black beauty, you know what? Guess what? You can think I'm beautiful, you can think I'm not beautiful, but you wanna know something? You go keep talking about it because it matters to you. You go keep assessing me while I don't give a fuck about you. Now, give me a second. Now, like I was saying, I'm going to keep letting people make their assumptions and I'm going to keep letting them try to say what they want to say and try to get my attention. Listen, I don't give attention to a lot of people. I'm kind of cold like that. Let me tell you something. I thought I would become warmer and less, but I think I've become more cold, especially now that my grandma and my mom are gone. And my dad is old now. He's up in Connecticut at his other son's house. And he's an old man, 70 something. And if I'm being honest with you, like, I don't have no brothers and sisters. I do have friends that are like brothers and sisters that I've been with for years, but we're all grown ass people. So if I'm being honest with you, I'm too cold to give a fuck what anybody thinks. And the few people that I cared about are gone. And the only person I care about now is on his way here from Nigeria. Everybody else can kick rocks and unasuck yamada and go get a life and a job. Bati fish, bati white, and I don't care what their opinions is. What am I gonna do with it? What could I do with it? What can I do with the people who prefer men anyway. So you want me to remind you of why you like women? I don't have to do that. Either you like women or you like men. But all of this trying to attack my looks and all these things like that, your mother don't look better. Your mother fat. Your mother 300 pounds. And there's nothing wrong with being black, but if your skin is not nice, then it's not nice. Listen, last I checked. So as far as I'm concerned, I just come on here to pop my shit, to relax myself, and to enjoy. Listen, I'm gonna put some music on. I'm gonna let it rock for a while, and I'm gonna come back. I'm still here, but this camera's gonna go dormant for a minute. I don't know. I don't have the same camera button. This is not StreamYards, so I don't know how to stop the camera. But the camera's dormant for a minute, and you'll get to see me in a minute. But I do want y'all to know that, like, life is short, and all of this. Look at this shit. Life is short, and motherfucking thing. Life is short, and you should be doing everything that you can to live the life that you want to live. That's what YouTube is about, manifesting. You should be doing what is necessary to manifest and do what you would like so you could have what you want in life instead of watching other people. That's one thing that I got to this year. I'm tired of watching other. You know what? I'm tired of watching other people. That's really where I'm at. I'm tired of watching other people, and every time I look for something more to happen, it's the same conversation about black women. It's the same conversation about. It's just crazy. Every time I'm looking for an advancement in a conversation, it's the same black woman conversation or black man conversation. I'd rather talk about black women and black men. At least there's something I care about there. I am a black woman. But I'll be honest with you, all these conversations about black men, black women, this, that, and the third, it's a turn off. You guys get yourselves a relationship where you can learn to love and be easier to love. All of this like going back and forth, and then that's why I love Anton's show, Millionaire Morning Show, so much, because if you ask me, I get the most value out of it. I learn so much. I come out of there knowing things I never knew. I'm keeping up with my current events. I watch news. I'm watching the news now. I don't play games. Chris Christie visits Israel. I'm not even sure why he's in Israel. He's far from a Jew, but that's his problem. Maybe somebody sent him as a representative. That's another thing. Somebody at my job recently want to ask me about this Israel Palestine thing because they went to the protests. Hey, listen, I'm not Israeli, so I don't know about it. Nor do I care about it. Let me tell you what else is going on in the world. There are several thousands of people that are being persecuted in Sudan. There are plenty of people all over Nigeria that are starving. There are plenty of people that are ready to turn that country upside down. There's Burkina Faso, who just completely changed their whole government. There's Mali, Niger, who's sitting on uranium, and Russia wants a piece of that. There's so much going on in Africa that I don't even have time to look at people that are pale and assess their problems. I don't care. Listen, I do the brown paper bag test too. I do the brown paper bag test too. And if you lighter than the paper bag, don't ask me what my opinion is. If you lighter than a brown paper bag, you don't belong with us in Africa. You stay your ass in America where the mulattoes is at. And stop asking us what our opinions are. I'm not Jewish. I'll never be Jewish. Jewish is not even a real thing. There's no such thing as Jewish according to the Bible. I'm not that, so stop asking me my opinion about Palestine. Listen, I have one friend who's Palestinian. He asked to buy my marble table. I have a marble table over there. He asked to buy my marble table. He said, "Yo," he told because my fiance at the time, Italian man, he was like, "Yo, your wifey, she's a real African, huh?" He's like, "She got a marble table. How much to sell it?" He thought I would sell my marble table to him. He thought he was so entitled he would pay anything for it. No, it was a gift. Somebody gave me a $4,000 or $5,000 marble table for a gift, so you get nothing. Why should I not have because you want something? Why should I give it to you? You think everything that's owned by a black person is for sale? He was a nice person, but still. I just want you guys to understand how I think. I am not here for the play. And if I want to play, I'll play over there on Fight Club. That's the sandbox. Fight Club is a sandbox. That's where we all come to play and rip each other a new one and all that kind of thing. But when we get onto people's panels and they bring the same wahala there, and it's just people worried about wives they've never seen, people are worried about boyfriends they've never seen of other people worried about whose vagina is going where, whose penis is going where they don't even come out their bedroom. People worrying about what my ass look like when them eating hamburgers every day. People worried about what the fuck I look like while their mama looking like. Uh-uh. I just want you all to know that I never give a fuck. I'm too cold. Life is too real for me. I've had to scrape and claw for everything that I have, and when I say that shit, I don't take it lightly. And it's nobody's fault. I enjoyed every part of it. Gangster. I enjoyed every fucking part of this life that I had to build from the Bronx, New York, all the way to Nigeria and back. I built that shit. I did that shit. Hallelujah. I am a God, one with force and power. So make the minions and the peasants them, the ones that pray at the feet of people like myself. Let them pray. Let them worship and let them talk. Hey, listen, people talk bad about Jesus. People say he wasn't, people talk bad about Muhammad. People talk bad about everybody. They even talk bad about God himself. Why should I expect better treatment? That's really where I'm at. Why should I expect to be treated better than Jesus? They talk shit and filth about him every day. Why should I be expecting to be treated better than Muhammad? People talk shit about him every day. I when you put it into perspective, YouTube is a funny place. And it can either be a place of enlightenment, empowerment, and transcendence, or it could be a place of muck and mire. It could be a real ratchet place, or it could be a paradise. It could be a 5-star resort, or it could be a 2-star motel, however the fuck you want to play it. Now, what am I missing? A black beauty? A black beauty is missing that sunlight, the sunlight that makes you warm, the sunlight that, for example, I'm dark skinned, but if you ask me, I'm pretty pale right now. I like when my shit look like, whew, I like to look like I stepped out of the pitch lake oil. I like to look like I came out of the fire forged. I don't like to look like I lost any sunlight and all the sunlight is gone off my body. Everything, when I have sunlight, any like dark marks that I have in my body, they will not be visible. It's just dark, it's just black. So already I told my husband I need to get back to Africa. I need to get to, if not Africa, we need to go down south or we need to go to the Caribbean when you get here because I will not be January and February inside of Brooklyn, New York, freezing with a bunch of Jews, freezing with a bunch of Palestinians while they all fighting each other. While my country is having a renaissance and they're all fighting each other. I'm talking about Jamaica, by the way. Jamaica's having a little renaissance. I can go out there and have a little fun. Nigeria is going through what it's going through, but at least it's hot and nice over there, though. But I can go to the Caribbean this year with my husband. When he gets here, I know he wants to go to Jamaica, and we'll just go. What's the point of me? I can take my laptop anywhere. I know no bounds and no limits, and life is beautiful, and fear is a liar. So my plan for the next couple of weeks is just to work out, continue to party, and plan for this big party that we have. On the weekends I bartend. You guys know I'm a PMP during the week. I work on the laptop. Click, 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 click. Got to get on the laptop in about a half hour. 8 o'clock, top of the morning. Time to get busy. But on the weekend, I do my thing as a bartender at a couple places. And what I want is to make this party, New Year's Eve, feel like, and this is an event being held by another group of people. I want that shit to feel like I'm in Niger. I want to make so much money that night as a tender, but I also want to make money with the community and spread the doctrine. Also, I'm trying to get to be a team captain with the Kwanzaa Crow because the last time they offered me to do team captain, I ended up traveling, and then by the time they told me, so I didn't get a chance to take advantage. But I would like to be a captain this year so I can take people around and, you know, through the black bars in Brooklyn and give them the tour of the black bars and they can enjoy it and they can hear the music and they can get it from the queen of the diaspora herself. Who better? Who better? I just got Nene to braid my hair last night. You know I love Nene. Nene is my one. I have two hair braiders. One is J Con. She's from Senegal, but she's black from the Bantu side. And the other one is Nene, and she's kind of she black, but she's a little mixed, but she's more Fulani, and she's a little bit brown. She's got like that beautiful brown color, and she's the one who does all the African hairstyles that are not the braids for me, and she also does braids for my wigs and stuff. But I'm gonna have her do some knotless braids before my husband comes. But I had my hair out, I had my afro out, and how would I describe my hair? My hair is like a combination of three different textures. I don't actually have any 4C hair. I don't. I have no 4C hair. I have 4B hair in the middle. That's like the tightest nigga naps. Then I have what is considered to be like 4A hair here, and in the back I have 3C hair. So my back hair is very easy to like straighten and stuff. My middle hair is a beast, and my front hair is pretty regular. So my hair textures are nice. But the problem is that I have that fula hair, which has the curl pattern to it, and it gets tangled a lot. So what I find is like working through it every day is the best way to ensure that you have no growth. And my hair has grown so long and so nice. It's down to my shoulders. And to be honest with you, I had them braid it, sew it up, braid and sew it so that I can put a wig on because if I keep combing through it every day, I'll be bald. See, one thing they don't teach you about black hair here. Now, I know this because my mom's a hairstylist. Well, she was. May she rest in peace. You actually have to take your time with black hair. You can't just. I think some people get a blow dryer and they want to yank through your hair. But how could you go like this? My hair is not straight. So how could you go like this with the blow dryer? You have to kind of start at the bottom of the hair and pick it out like an afro pick with the blow dryer so that it can loosen up. You know how quick it was for me to just detangle my own hair? Nene, she can't detangle hair. You know, sometimes the Africans, all they want is for the hair to be in a state where they can braid it. So I had to do like the detail. I had to take the comb and just go boop, 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 boop. Once I did that, took about 2, 3 minutes. I combed it from the back to the front and then took out the like the kinks. And she's like, should I straighten it to braid it? I was like, no. Why would I want you to put heat on my hair to straighten to braid? Maybe if we were doing knotless braids, but even then, my hair is not so tight that you have to straighten it out. My hair is pretty straight in the fronts and in the backs. So you actually can just brush it out enough and it's straight enough to just braid. All of that, like putting heat to now manipulate it and put it back into a curly state, that's dumb. Like, who's gonna put the heat on their hair and then also manipulate it and then think they're gonna have hair growths? So I decided to just put it in some cornrows, nice and tight. I told her make them shits. It's not tight enough. I asked for it to be real tight. Like I wanted that shit to be like that. But I asked her to make it tight for me. She did it as tight as she thought it should be, which she's right. It's tight, but it's not that tight. And I'll put a wig on if I want to. We'll most likely be walking around like this for the week. I have a little conversation with the Europeans them at the firm tomorrow. And if that's going to be video, I might just throw the wig on, you know, for assimilation purposes, for appropriation purposes. I might just put the wig on just so I can get what the fuck I need. You know, I'll never forget one of the guys I dated when I was in Lagos, FCMB bank grandson. I'll be honest with you. And when he said that shit to me, he's like, "Yo, I know you don't want to, but just put your wig on and get your job." And he's right. You put your wig on and you get your fucking US dollars. That's the only way they're gonna give it to you. They say they like you to be yourself, but within reason. It's like Anton always says, how dare you think you could just go out there and be yourself? Yeah, you can be yourself on YouTube. It's your own shit. But if you think you're gonna be sitting on the camera with somebody every day and they're gonna be looking at your nigga naps happy and uncombed, it's not gonna happen. So I figured I would just have Nene braid this up so I can put a wig on and be well prepared. Give me a second. Let me get my tea. You know, if you drink tea, it should be piping hot. Like, don't drink tea that's like, well, you can't drink it like this, but it should be boiling because you have to activate the herbs. I want to show you guys some herbs that I bought recently. Let me show you guys. Let me show you guys some herbs that I bought recently. Anybody who knows me knows I live by herbs, and every time you see me, I have more. And some of these bags are empty. So let's just start with the ones that are empty. Okay. And I have a couple bags at Nigeria that they are pretty much empty now too. So the blue vervain is empty. And I don't know if I'm gonna get the blue vervain anymore because the blue vervain is drops my blood pressure very quickly. And I find that the heart palpitates sometime with this. So you got to be careful, but it does drop your blood sugar and your heart rate. So if you're a person who's trying to regulate sugar, or if you're a person who's trying to keep clean, this is cool for your heart rate, blood pressure, and blood sugar, and bring that down. Oh, my ladies, this is not an empty. Oh well, actually, first the empty bag of Pavana. I absolutely love this, and I bought another one like a few days ago. This is the electrical herb that Dr. Sebi always talks about. This, and when I say electrical herb, you actually feel it. When you drink this, you will feel the tingling in your body like it's awakening your senses. Really, Pavano is probably the first thing you should buy. Now, what's another thing? My ladies. My ladies, if you have period cramps, you know what this is. Not horsetail. The fuck? I have too many. This one. My ladies, if you have period pain, then you know how important this one is. Red raspberry leaf. You never have to take painkiller with this. This is, you never have to take painkiller. Red raspberry leaf. And you know what's crazy? When I go to other people's houses, I see it just sitting on their dresser. And so, like, a lot of people are up on red raspberry leaf. A lot of women. So when I go to their houses to do like, if I go to watch a baby or if I go to like help with real estate services, I notice a few black girls, the earthy ones, do have that. Horsetail. Now this is, I forget what I got this for, but I think it might have been for respiratory that I got it. But it is good, and I sometimes just throw it into different stuff, and it's actually very good. You can mix it with the pavana. You can mix it with anything. Get what it's for exactly. Oh, I just bought another bag. I had this bag and I ran out. I left the rest of it in Nigeria and I ran out. The Cocoa Mecca. I like this and it actually tastes really good. I haven't opened this new bag yet, but it actually tastes really good. And it's the kind of tea that it's the roots. You can put it in the roots tea when you're making your root juice. And it also is very good for blood sugar and regulating, like cleaning out the blood and also muscle pains. So if you're a person who works out like me, like I should have put this in my tea this morning, but it's too late. I have elderberry in my tea right now. So elderberry is in the tea right now. This is just a flavorful tea and it does a lot. Oh yeah, I think the horsetail is anti-inflammatory. That's what I got it for, like mucus and pus and anything like that to heal your skin and stuff. Anti-inflammatory and for your lungs, respiratory. Yeah. And oh my goodness, I need another bag of this because I literally just ran out and there's like nothing left. Cordoncillo Negro, you need this. This is the number one. And Pavana, Daddy number two. You need these two. Cordoncillo Negro, you need this one first. This is definitely the one that cures your cold and your fevers and stuff. And it goes good with Pavana. Or you can take the Cordoncillo Negro and you can mix it with elderberry for flavor. Or you can take, like what I'm doing right now, is I'm having this, Pavana and elderberry for flavor. And actually inside of the Pavana tea, I left a little bit of the herbs from when I made the Cordoncillo Negro last week, the last bit. So it's a little Cordoncillo Negro in there, but I have to walk and go get another bag, maybe today or tomorrow, because it's been kind of cold in New York and it's not freezing, but it's that cold that hits you in the chest. And if you're a person who's ever had pneumonia, which I have, and if you're a person who has lungs that get exposed because maybe you're a smoker like me, or maybe you just live in a dirty place like New York, then you need this one. Because I swear, the Airbnb guests downstairs today decided that they were going to throw up all outside. And I could have sworn when I was putting the hot soapy water. Oh, no, I don't. But if you want some information, you can send me an email and I can send you some links. But I'm going to actually open up a tea spot where I'll be selling this. I'm going to collaborate with the people that do this because it's a lot of work what they do. They bring these herbs up and they bag them up, bring up a lot of this stuff from Jamaica. Most of it's from Jamaica or Mexico or US. None of it's really from Africa because Africa's too far to import from. And a lot of the herbs in Africa, we brought it to Jamaica already. So it's easier to get it from there. But go ahead and, as a matter of fact, it's called Alkaline Electrics, as a matter of fact. Here, let me give you the information if you could just look at it real quick. This is actually the information for the place. It's called Alkaline Electrics. And I know you can't, like, you probably have to flip it so you could read it. But Alkaline Electrics, you go online and you can order from them directly. And I guarantee you'll feel better. Even I slipped up the last couple months. I haven't been drinking a lot of tea, but as soon as I felt that cold, like I was drinking a lot when I first got back in March, but as soon as I felt that cold kick back in October, early October, I started drinking tea again. I mean, I always drink like chai tea and pavana, but I started getting all the other herbs because it's the season where you have to take care of your lungs. Nobody else will do it for you. If you go into the gym a lot, like I do, you expose yourself to a lot of bacteria. If you walk around outside and you take the train, you expose yourself to bacteria. And like, I'm not a person who cares about bacteria as much as I care about like the the virus. Like, there's one thing to have bacteria get on you. That's not that bad as opposed to like a virus jumping down your throat. And now you have phlegm. Like last week, Tuesday and Wednesday, I was running around outside doing some errands in between like my work shift and stuff. And every time I stepped outside, I felt phlegm built up in my chest. It kept coming up, and I was just like, "What is this? I know I'm clean, and I know I'm happy, and I know I'm healthy." So I'm like, "What is it?" It's the cold air and the virus of whatever they have in this air. In New York City, air is trash. It's always been that way my whole life. Getting into your throat and making you feel like you're about to cough up phlegm and stuff. So you need the anti-inflammatories. If you don't want to deal with that, you need these three babies. If you want to make sure that you don't get sick during the winter season, you need these three babies. You see what I'm saying? And that's what I mean by a Black Beauties channel. This is a place where you will always get information, even on the most basic live. I have a lot of information to give and a lot of knowledge to share. So, with that being said, guys, I'm not going to hang for too long. We're coming up on an hour. It's 50 minutes. I'm going to drink my tea. It's super hot, so I don't want to burn myself while I'm talking to y'all. But listen, I love y'all. I do. And more importantly, I love my Black people. I love my African people. I love my West Indian people. I love my East Indian Black people. I love my Asian Black people, my European Black people. And if you're not Black, I love you too. But watch your fucking mouth and clean up after your fucking self when you come to the Airbnb, bitch, because we are not your servants. We own the house. You rent. So when you come around, don't get white boy wasted. I did knock on the door as well. I think it was a young Black girl and her white boyfriend, and one of them was wasted. There are only Airbnb guests. We have several units, but there are only guests for this particular Sunday night. Most people leave by Sunday morning, but they stayed until Monday. So I know it's them. I come up the stairs and these motherfuckers having sex. After you just threw up outside on your drunk night, now you're getting plowed by this nigga. Guess what? I don't give a damn. I knock on that door. Excuse me. And I hear, what the fuck? Then they didn't come to the door, so I stood there for like a minute. Then I went, no, this is the person from the Airbnb. This is the sister of the man that owns the Airbnb. I live upstairs. And they were like, okay, yeah. And I said, well, we do appreciate having you. While we do appreciate having you as guests, I want to help you understand that it's not okay for you to throw up outside of someone's property and leave it there and not let us know. That wasn't us. Well, we actually don't have any other Airbnb guests tonight. Then the talk stopped. Then the talking stopped. We actually don't have any other Airbnb guests tonight, so I know it's you. But I will let you do this. Since I've already taken down 6 buckets of hot water from the 4th floor, I'm going to leave this bucket right in front of your door. In the morning, you can do the rest. Now, I'm going to make sure that my bro charges them an extra cleaning fee for what I had to go through last night, because I'm not nobody's fucking servant. I didn't come back to America to serve you niggas. We've had Airbnb in here for over 5 years, and we've never had a person throw up like that all over it. We've had a bed broken even. We had people fucking so crazy once that the bread I break. The bed I break. The brookie. The bed brookie. The bed was broken. But it wasn't broken to the point where you couldn't fix it. It was like the metal parts that hold the 2 sides together were broken. Yo, Alonzo, what's good? The metal parts that hold the 2 sides together were broken. So it was like they broke those like metal pieces. But once we reinstalled those metal pieces, I believe he was able to fix that bed. But aside from the bed and shit, like, you don't come to somebody's Airbnb and then decide you're going to throw up outside and leave it there. I walked up on the building at 9 o'clock after the gym. Now, I'm in the gym. I've gone to the gym. I bought my groceries. I've gotten my hair braided. I bought my Jamaican food. And I'm ready to go upstairs, smoke, and I eat. and I walk up on a puddle. When I say, look, actually, let me show you all because it's on the phone. Let me show you the picture. When I say, I came up on a puddle, and I describe it as a puddle because that's what it looked like. When I say I came up on a puddle of what must have been the nastiest shit, the nastiest. Let me show y'all because y'all just don't know what I mean when I say they threw up outside. You guys think I'm exaggerating. I'm not. When I say they threw up outside, this is exactly what I mean. D, what's good? You see this? You see this, my dude? You see this? Never has happened in the 5 year. Listen, and let me tell you something about throwing up. I think people think like it's better for them to throw up outside than inside. No, fool. It's actually better for you to go inside to the toilet because now I have to do this. Whereas the toilet was going to clean up after you, I have to clean up after you. And we actually have a cleaning lady. She comes today at 11 a.m. when niggas check out. And the reality is, I'm not going to let this pile, this nasty pile of throw up, I'm not going to let it sit there from 9 p.m. because I got here at 9:06 when I took this video. I'm not going to let it sit from 9 p.m. to, what they call that? Till the next day, 11 a.m. That is goddamn 13 hours. You think I'm going to let that shit sit for 30? No, it's, what? 13, 14 hours. You think I'm going to let this shit sit here? So I did what every African woman that respects herself is going to do. I went upstairs to the 4th floor because I live on the top of the brownstone and this is on the bottom floor. I took my groceries and my tired squats and deadlifts ass up the stairs, put my bag down, put on my what do you call those? The boots, the wet boots, the rain boots, because of course I can't be with my sneakers, with my kicks, with my shits. I put on my rain boots. I went upstairs because the stairs is on the side of this, so I didn't have to walk into this. This is towards the side of the smaller door. This is, if you know a brownstone, this is the side door area where they come in. Thank God I didn't have to walk by it. But I can't wake up in the morning in the middle of the day and be doing this, looking like a servant. So of course, I went upstairs and I said, if I don't do it now, I will never get done. I sent this to my landlord, who is also my family member. He was like, what the fuck? I said, you want me to put hot water? He said, yes, please. I brought down 2 buckets because I knew one wasn't going to be enough. 2 wasn't enough. 2 hot ass buckets of scalding hot water I brought down. Now I take myself back up. I bring down another 2, and I know how to throw water on the sidewalk. Trust me. I know how to throw water on a nasty sidewalk. I know how to I know how to like shift it like like you're not supposed to like throw it like that. You're supposed to go like and like toss the water so it's like cascades. Because in America, all of our somebody taught me this, but actually all of the sidewalks are slightly curved into the drain. Okay, bet. A civil engineer told me that. I didn't know that. But it made sense. And it always makes sense. So I throw the water whoosh. We have a a tree there, and then there's the tree has its little base and its roots, and then there's like a dirt area around it that's sectioned off by concrete, and all the water's slightly going in there, but it's not enough water. 2 buckets of water, hot water. Now I go back up to the 4th floor. I said, okay, I got a little energy still. Let me do this before I smoke. I went upstairs, got another 2 buckets of hot water. Okay. Whoosh. Boom, what the fuck is going on here? What kind of throw up is this? Why is the throw up so crazy that it won't move? I mean, and when I put the first 2 buckets of water, the fumes from someone's throw up? I mean, not a baby's throw up with a light stomach. I mean, not a person who ate a meal. I'm talking about a person who was drunk as fuck and slammed some pasta down their throat. And now that's all over your floor. That's what this looked like. Some meal that they had after they were drunk as fuck on their party night. I mean, disgusting. The first 2 buckets of water I put on this shit, this is Airbnb. The first 2 buckets of water I put on this shit, let me stop showing y'all. I'm sorry, it's the morning and y'all gotta have your breakfast. Let me tell you something. The first couple buckets of water, 2 buckets of water I put on that shit. The fumes came up in my mother skull in my bomb clock nose and the rotted nose. I could smell her fucking liquor. I said, "What is that? Tito's? What was that? Tito's? Tito's on the rocks with club soda? Bitch, come clean your shit up." And when I went inside, I couldn't tell immediately which Airbnb had because all of them looked dark underneath the floor. There was no like a light. It was very dark, so it was under the floor. I couldn't tell. 2 more buckets of water. Shit don't move. So that's 4 buckets of water now. Now I said, you know what? This is gonna be my last trip upstairs. I'm tired and I'm sweating. I got my winter coat on and I want to smoke my weed. I want to bun a chalice. It's 2 more buckets I go take down. Bucket number 5 and 6. I take them down. Take them down. Whoosh. Still splashing. Splash. Whoosh. Splash. Even at this time with the last 2 buckets, the 5th and 6th, I stood there on the stoop. Instead of going right next to it, I put it from the top now to give it more force because a lot of it had moved by the 2nd and 3rd bucket. Now 5th and 6th bucket. Now I go like this, whoosh, cascade. It didn't clear everything. 6 buckets. Then I went bad. That's when I knock on the door. That's when I boom, boom, boom. Open up. ATF. Niggas. How dare you? I'm not a servant. So when people ask me why I want to go back to Africa, that's why people don't have no respect in this country. And I don't want to kill anybody. Because you see this right here? If I was the person who actually owned the Airbnb and it wasn't he's not like, Rocky, he's like my cousin in a way. If it wasn't him that owned the Airbnb, it was me that owned the Airbnb, you know what I would have told them? I would have told them, kindly find a hotel that you can stay at this evening. People have told me that before when I was too loud in the Airbnb or whatever. They'll be like, hey, tonight's the last night. Or they'll be like, hey, can you find another place by tonight? Like, listen, people have a right. I've been moved out of an Airbnb once or twice when we were wilding, having fun. But we didn't leave it with no throw up. We was just loud. We was just loud niggas. But we didn't leave it like this. No, we didn't even leave it dirty. We was just loud. We was just loud. Why does this person get away with this shit? This would never happen in Africa. Nobody would ever do this and leave it like this. Excuse me. Excuse me. Excuse me. Now, let me show you what it looked like after I had put 6 bottles of water on it. After I put 6 buckets of water on it, let me show you how it looked. You can't really see. It's not as potent as before, but what you can see is just by the where I moved the garbage cans and stuff in front, all of those little things that you see on the floor, that's bits of the food from the throw up. So after 6 buckets of water, I gave up. And then I woke up this morning, 4:30, and I decided to put my music on in the hallway, and I'm blasting my fucking Afro beats in the hallway, my piano in the hallway, while I splashed 4 more buckets of water on this shit. And it still got little bits downstairs. So after 10 buckets of water, there's still little bits downstairs. If this was my property, I would have moved that guest. And trust and believe I will be outside when those guests leave this morning. I said to my husband, make them leave between 7 and 8. It's 8 a.m. right now. I've been with y'all for an hour. Make them leave between 7 and 8 so I don't see them. If they leave anytime past 8:30, they're going to see me right in front of my place. How dare you? So, like, when people are doing their bullshit YouTube fantasy shit, I'm living a real life. I'm dealing with real business. I'm dealing with real issues. I'm having other things. I'm actually having a good life. I'm not even complaining. I'm just saying I don't like how people do things. The lack of respect here is unmatched. There's a lack of respect in this country. There's a lack of respect in this country that's so nasty now. There's a lack of respect in this country that's so nasty. I could tell by the girl's voice that she was a black girl. And I could tell by the boy's voice, the guy's voice, that he was a white guy. And I don't judge that because I've had a white guy too. I don't judge. But I do judge a little bit. Because even my dude, he was Italian from Brooklyn. He would have, he would have said it to me. He'd have been like, listen, we can't leave this like this. And then they think we're nasty. That's what he would have said to me. Steve would have said to me, yo, we would have, We need to clean this up before the people from the Airbnb see this because I'm gonna be so embarrassed and I don't want them to ask. That's what my man would have said. A white guy from Brooklyn. He would have never let that lie. So I know whoever that person is definitely someone who's not from around here. Because that, as a New Yorker, we have more respect for our landlords and for the people that we rent from. And you see, the hotel charges a considerable amount of fees to be able to deal with shit like that. If you threw up all over the hotel floor, they would charge you an additional cleansing fee. And so I'm going to suggest that my bro charge an additional fee. Um, because I don't need the money. It's just the principle. You know that there could be diseases all up and through it's like the like I'm wide awake on a Monday, 8 a.m. as I should be. But what I'm saying is I was wide awake at 4 a.m. because I just kept thinking, I don't want to be embarrassed cleaning this shit up in the middle of the day when it's sunny. I don't want to be downstairs like with buckets of water, looking like the lady from the village. I don't mind, but I don't want to do it. So let me get outside top of the morning. I took a little nap. I slept for a couple hours and I went downstairs with some more hot water, 10 buckets of water. What else can I do? I think I did enough. Don't you think? Thumbs up in the chat if you think I did enough. Have I done my part? Because I'm not the person to go out of my way to do any good deeds unless it benefits me. But I think I did enough. Don't you think? I don't think I deserve that. I don't even think that was done to me or to us or it was purposeful. But I think that sis could have showed us that she was African for real, and she could have at least knocked on the door and said, "Hey, I don't have a bucket. Can you help me out? I would like to clean some of it, but I don't have a bucket." Instead, she was more concerned about getting back upstairs into the Airbnb so she could get fucked by somebody that don't give a damn about her because you're fucking in the Airbnb, not his house. And you didn't care that I had to clean up behind you, which is exactly why you have to see me. I have to see what you look like. I have to see if you're beautiful or not, if you were worth it. I have to see you this morning. I have to see if you was actually, that's right, Alonzo. I did more than enough. I have to see if you are worth it. Were you worth the energy? Because I'm going to tell you what, if you don't look like nothing, bitch, and I had to clean up your vomit for him to hide you in the Airbnb, you will hear my voice this morning. And I will specifically tell you not to come back. In fact, I already have it planned how I potentially will tell her not to come back or them not to come back. And I don't give a damn if she's black or not. She could be white, she could be Asian. If I see you, period, come out of this door, I'm going to specifically and intentionally tell you just like this. Hey, listen, cleaning lady is not available on Sunday evenings, and because I had to bring out 10 buckets of water, we're going to be charging you an additional cleansing fee. We've documented it and left Airbnb know. In addition, you are not welcome to use this Airbnb anymore. Please utilize a hotel next time you come in town or use another person's unit. You are not welcome. And I think that's honest and to the point, right? Like, that's not me being rude or dramatic or ratchet or nothing. That's me being straight up, right? That's what I plan on doing this morning. I'm gonna let them know how. Guess what? You are not welcome in this Airbnb. We get too much money over here to be cleaning up after you. You know, I've thrown up in the Airbnb before. I have in the toilet, in the fucking toilet. Like every human being. Yo, some people were so drunk. They come to their house and they're like, it's better for me to throw up outside. I never understood that. When people throw up outside, they really think it's better. In fact, if you're gonna throw out outside, you know what? You get a plastic bag or you put something, grab something, throw up in that, and then throw it in the garbage. We have 6 garbage bins in front of the Airbnb. Why do people think it's smart to throw up on the street? Somebody has to come and wash that with bleach and water. In the toilet, no one has to wash behind you. The cleaning lady will clean the toilet regardless. So you For those of you who stay in Airbnb, you ever get fucked up? Throw up in the toilet. Throw up in a plastic bag and throw it out. Throw up in the little wastebasket inside of the Airbnb and throw that whole shit out. It only costs $2 from Family Dollar. Take the garbage can. Am I dumb? Is it me? Because that's my thing. This is why certain things are not for me here anymore. Like in terms of the mentality that people have in this country. Because I used to have an Airbnb on Park Place, and it was very successful. No one ever threw up on it. And the reason why I didn't get to keep it was because I was renting that unit and I didn't own it. And Airbnb has very strict rules now. You can still make things happen, but you can't. But it's very difficult now with the short-term rentals. And that's even before we got to this point. That was even back in 2018 when people were lobbying up in Albany. I went one time with a group of like old Black people, and I said, "Let me lend my voice here because I do have an Airbnb that's very successful." Yo, after I went to that shit, it looked like it got shut down. It's so crazy. Airbnb, they sent this one lady. There's one lady booked. She came in for like 4 hours. Then all of a sudden, she made up a lie and they shut my Airbnb down. And I thought that like, yo, she looked like an agent. Like she came to see if it was a rented unit or something. Like she looked like an agent or something. Because my shit was making so much money. I was right up the block from the Barclay. I'm on the block of Sweet Chick. And I was like, wow, this bitch, these people, let me tell you something. They didn't make Airbnb for you niggas to get rich. So when you niggas start getting rich, this is the problem now. I had several Black landlords who were on that bus with me when we went up to Albany to lobby against the Airbnb. And we had a whole sitting down meeting with a bunch of people who took our notes back to the Congress people or whatever the fuck they do. House representatives or whatever they do. I'm confusing everything right now. That was back in 2018. So fast forward 2023, I'm not surprised if they're clamping down on Airbnb. They've been trying to clamp down on Airbnb since God knows when. Yeah, exactly. Fifth Avenue is where my fiance used to live. The late one, he used to live. My current guy is from Nigeria, but Skinzo, he used to live on Fifth Avenue, right off of actually no, he didn't live on Fifth. He lived on 6th across from St. Francis. 6th in Garfield. In that brownstone right there. Grandma still lived there. Grandma Nanny, they still live there. Nanny and Poppy. And they called me when I was in Nigeria and I just couldn't come to talk to them. Mostly because like they're Italians and I didn't want them to know that I had went all the way to Africa to get me an African. I didn't want them to feel like their son was devalued because I loved him so much to death. But like when she called me, she's like, Jackie, we haven't heard from you a long time. This is Nan. I was like, oh shit, I'm in Nigeria. So I was like, I don't want to be like, I'm in Africa. Not that it would bother them. They know how I feel about Africa, how everybody felt about it. And even they love, but it's just the idea. Like, I just didn't want to be like, I'm in Africa with my new guy. So I think now that I'm back in Brooklyn and it's the holidays, maybe it's time for me to send a holiday. You know what? Thank you. Thank you, Alonzo. In my holiday cards, I go send Nanny and Poppy and his mom and them a holiday card. Because let me tell you, that family, I would be so proud of my family and their family. We did well as a Black and Italian family. We cared about each other. That funeral was something else. It was just so colorful in there. Just a bunch of Italians, a bunch of Blacks, and a bunch of Hispanics from around the way that loved him. And like, it was like the United Colors of Benetton in that funeral. So I will say, like, I do owe them the respect of at least giving them a shout. So I will send a Christmas card. That way I don't have to get into too much deep talk. But they would have never allowed. Let me tell you about Nan. Sometimes I felt like she was crazier than my grandma. And my grandma knew when. But Nan, that's a white woman with power. She would have probably called the cops and had them removed. If I think about it, she would have said, I think these guys are getting drunk in the Airbnb and we don't permit partying in here. She would have probably called the cops on them and they would have had to leave. But you see me, nice African lady, I throw and splash 10 buckets of water on it for you. I clean up behind you, the servant you expect me to be. So I think I did enough. Now I think it's time for me to get ready for work. I got a meeting in about 15 minutes, 8:30. You know these dudes will cry and say you're a harsh and modern woman for continuing to live life after your guy's passing. Listen, let me tell you something, Alonzo. There's no choice in life but to live life. These people that are on these internets, I want to know, are they strapped and ready for the revolution that's coming and when they overturn this capitalism? I don't have time to have stupid conversations, Alonzo. This is why the only thing I want to talk about is finance and business, because we out of here. As soon as some listen, I'm not fighting for America, so I got to make as much U.S. dollars, and I got to get it into another currency before whatever's gonna hit the fan hits the fan. We can't get stuck here, and even if we're here, we need to be able to be mobile and move around and be liquid. So all of this, like, modern, continue to live life after your guy's passing, and what the fuck was I supposed to do? Cry about it? I cried about it for a while. And I did a lot. I started a record label and I produced a young artist. And in fact, all his shit is on YouTube. I just made his shit private a couple months ago because I'm trying to sell his products to somebody. But I'll be honest with you, I've done a lot in my life. I'm one of those people that if you Google me, like my real name, if you Google my real name and if you put my real name in like a one of those real estate softwares, you're gonna see a hell of a lot. You're gonna see an accomplishment. You're gonna just back to back to back to back to back to back. And you know why I don't brag about it? Because I just want to stay sexy and happy. I actually just want to be in Africa so I could shake my ass and eat coconut and be with my man. I actually don't even give a damn about being a businesswoman. It's just something I had to be because we was poor. But it's not something that I go around like it's fun. I enjoy business because it's fun, but I don't go around trying to ask niggas what they think. I'm gonna tell you something, Alonzo. If a nigga don't look better than my man, I don't care what he think. If he don't do better than my man, I don't care what he think. If he don't have something to teach me, I don't care what he think. I honestly don't care what most of these men think. The people who know that I care how they think, even there's certain people, like for example, like Anton, I love the things that he says. I care about the things that he thinks, but I don't really care about what he thinks about me. But I care about what he thinks about business and everything, and I love to learn from him. Same thing with Angry Man. Like he could be screaming up, but I don't really give a fuck about him as much as I care about the things that he thinks and the way that he thinks. But like these niggas is not my personal friends. These are people that are I consider them to be good gentlemen. They're married men, and I respect them. But no, I won't go out my way to get their phone number to call them. I'm not going to bombard them with my problems. I don't cry on their shoulders for anything. I try my best. If I need something, I will ask. If I get it, I get it. If I don't, I don't. I'm not here to manipulate people and to convince them that I'm someone that I'm not, so that I can finesse them, so they could be talking shit about me later and making lives and shit like that. The fuck out of here. I don't have time for that. I've got a buddy in the BX who's trying to do some music stuff, but I want to get with you on some deals. Yeah, let whoever's doing music stuff, let them do it with who the fuck they want to do. The only music I'm working on is my own. I'm done producing somebody else. It's me who went to LaGuardia. It's me who writes. It's me who sings and does all that shit. So I'm gonna stop putting my talent into a little loser, and I'm going to just go forward and develop my own talents. And if people want to do their own music thing, they can continue to do that on their own. I'm not here to give anybody else any more of my intellectual property, any more of my artistic talents, any more of my business skill. Everything is reserved for me and my family at this point. I'm married now. There'll be no producing an artist. I'm the artist. There'll be no producing anything for anybody that's not me. So to be honest with you, it's not happening. But anything else that has to do with any other business, we can definitely have that conversation. Especially if it's a business that brings some joy to my life. Like I want to do other things. I'm not like if you think I'm going for any kind of insurance or real estate, I'm not doing real estate until I get my husband here because he's actually going to do my real estate bit while I work. He's going to actually be like my real estate assistant. So he'll be doing some showings for me while I list. But I'm trying to make myself less available, not more available. I was available for the last 2 years and the niggas done play with my time. So I'll be honest with you, I'm not available. But I'm happy to always discuss business in a lighter forum. But as far as like, nah, I'm sure he'll be in better hands with one of the little niggas that he respects. Because that's the thing when you work with a lot of people, especially in New York, they all do the same music, most of them, which is like ghetto rap. They don't even do good rap. They don't even have good, like, highly produced beats and, like, well thought out hooks and shit. Like, how when I build music, like, I performed, I have a bunch of, I'll drop a video later. when I do my shit, everything it sounds like an orchestra. It sounds like a well put together beat. It's not like some basic drill beat. You know what I mean? So it's like when I put shit together for the music, it's not something that I can easily translate to somebody else because I make it for my own ear and for my own voice and my own mouth. So it's hard. It's hard to produce for other people. And I genuinely just don't like them enough to produce or to put out anything that doesn't kick back to me. I'm not interested in proving anything to anybody. I'm not interested in doing work with nobody. I don't judge me. I'm just not in that mood or that space. Elderberry. Y'all, peace.